Hi everyone, bless you all. Welcome to my channel, The Awakening of a Phoenix, from trauma to spirituality. Today is a special hair routine. I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions. And these are special instructions because people have a level of understanding what trauma does to the body. We've graduated that people are more aware. The social media has put in a lot of work to make people aware of what trauma does to the body. And it truly does affect all of the systems, including the integumentary system, our hair, trauma, mental illness, any type of disabling syndrome or disorder causes a huge amount of stress on our hair and our ability to care for it properly. We can have a routine and a great system put in place, but because of the disabling effects of our disorder, syndrome, or illness, because of the effects, this disabling effects that it causes, we're unable to keep consistency with it. And without consistency, we have a different lifestyle. It's not bad. You're still enough. So this truly is for you, and to also create awareness. So I'm going to show you step by step. We're going to make it easy, simple, calming, and it's going to be fun. Okay, my pledge to you is you're going to walk away with more confidence. And when you have mental illness and it's disabling, right? If you have a disability that prevents you from taking care of yourself properly, right? Sometimes you just don't feel enough. You don't have all the energy. You're on a vibration. You're on a frequency that drains you. So simplicity is our friend. So this is going to be a very simple routine, but it's going to be step by step, and you're going to walk away. Okay, you're going to walk away feeling enough. You're going to walk away feeling more able. You're going to walk away knowing that you are enough. You are going to have a routine and a system in place for you that is fail-proof. No matter what level of energy that you have, you can take advantage of this system. Okay? And you're going to walk away knowing that you can do this. The way that I'm teaching you this is strategically placing confidence in the right parts in your heart and mind for you to succeed with a healthy hair journey. Okay? You're going to be able to heal your mind so that you can heal your hair. You're going to heal your hair, and while you're healing your hair, you're going to be healing your heart. Okay? This is a journey that you don't have to go it alone anymore. You got this. Let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do when you are getting your hair done and you have very little energy. Now, what does very little energy look like to somebody that has mental illness? Well, I usually do my hair on Sunday. It's Tuesday. And it wasn't out of laziness or any excuses. No matter what I did, I didn't have the energy. And I love food. So I couldn't even feed myself, let alone do my hair. I didn't even have the energy to oil my hair and braid it up and wrap it up before I lay down to go to sleep. It gets that bad. And it's not to anyone's fault that it's like that. It just is like that when you have a disabling mental illness and you're trying to heal from it. Healing and just activities of daily living, let alone just what you have to do to heal. You don't have the energy to even do your activities of daily living. And activities of daily living, ADLs, is like medical terminology. I'm a retired nurse. But yeah, it's like doing hair, showering, prepping and cooking your food, and then cleaning it up. Sometimes after I cook and eat, I don't even have enough energy to clean up. But most people don't like to, or they're just tired or full and they don't feel like it. This goes beyond that. It goes far beyond that. Like, you get to the point where you're trying to stand there and you literally just can't. I have to take 2 or 3 breaks just to wash the dishes after I have cooked and ate. So, when you don't have the energy, having a simple routine and system put in place is going to save you. It is going to save your hair. I don't care what anybody says. If you look bad on the outside, it does affect how you feel on the inside. And if you don't feel good on the inside, it does affect how you look on the outside and how you care for yourself to look on the outside. So you want to be simple here, okay? And you don't want to go changing it up in 5 different ways. Find a routine that is simple, right? And that serves you well. So you want to get everything that you're going to use ahead of time, okay? So my hair, as you can see, is kind of it's dry, y'all. Okay, it's really dry. Last time I did my hair, I used aloe vera. We're gonna go ahead and use aloe vera again, and this time I'm gonna use some olive oil. I don't know if you can see that. And I have here 2 hairpins because that's all I usually end up using. Let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rubber bands. Okay. I have this comb here, but I also have a wide tooth comb. And I have here what I'm going to use after I wash my hair. Sulfur 8. This stuff is amazing. Oh my goodness, we're going to talk about this when I get to it. And I have here a blow dryer. Now, there is a way to use a blow dryer, okay? I'm going to show a picture right here. This is the beginning of my natural hair journey, okay? I'd been maybe 1.5 to 2 years without using perm. And as you can see how thin my hair is, and look how thick it is now. Oh, I'll just... Okay. This stuff ain't no joke. Okay. This is... So, that to this. Heat. Okay? The way that you use the heat is the thing. It's not using heat that messes up your hair. And as you can see, I had thin, low density hair, and I had that a long time. A long time. But it changed. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take our aloe vera. And work it in the hair. Now, besides having low density, thin hair, Okay. I'm just going to rub it on my scalp just a little bit. Besides having low density thin hair, I also have low porosity. So I'm going to do this one section here and show you what patience does for you. Okay. As you can see, I'm just kind of holding it here. And I haven't really applied any on here, but it gets stretched down. Okay. I'm taking my time, and I'm not like squeezing it in. I'm literally being very gentle. You want to be gentle. Doing hair is such a spiritual teacher. Okay? It teaches us how to be gentle with ourselves if you let it. So you have to be real gentle. That's the next advice that I have for you. Take your time and be gentle with yourself. I guarantee you, you will yield better results. Lasting ones, too. Results that are better and lasting. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply just a little bit to my ends. And I'm just going to kind of get up here for you to see what we've got going on here. And then we're going to go ahead and put in just a little bit, the ends in at the top, of olive oil. What I do is kind of use my fingers to work it down. Okay. You really want to be able to take your time doing this. Now, my hair was extra dry. And like I said, I already have low porosity hair. So that means it's going to take a while for my hair to absorb the liquid. I really had to tell myself something different. You know, when I have type 4 hair. So the era that I grew up in didn't really have all of the examples that you guys have in the media. Even with the grocery store, when I was a young child, I would go through the lines, you know, and the magazines, even the magazines, you know, I'd be sitting in the front, you know, with your feet dangling, you know, your mom's pushing you in the cart and you're at the conveyor belt, you know, and you're looking at all the magazines and everything. There was always white women and their hair and their skin products and everything, you know. So that had a really huge effect on what I told myself about my hair and the acceptance of how its natural state was, on top of the fact that, you know, it was proper to, you know, give your child a relaxer, and that's what I did. Oh, my mother gave us relaxers. We had the Jerry curls, you know. So, yeah, it very seldom was it just my hair. And I think my mom tried, but I had so much bullying from other ethnicities about my hair. So, yeah, and we make fun of each other too. And although it's different, and it's funny, it is. You know, to get kept on is just part of, you know, the way life is when you were growing up in my era. So I didn't take it personally all the time, but sometimes it did just get to me. But it was because of all the other stuff on top of that. But it does help you form. I allowed my circumstances and other people's opinions to affect my choice and decision on how I spoke to myself and what I accepted about myself. So doing my hair, after a certain age and going through everything that I went through, I learned to value it so much more, and I'm enough. You're enough. You have to come to that point. So give yourself the time. That's what the biggest part of my hair journey, the best part of my hair journey is teaching me, is to really know that I'm worth it and to give myself that time. So here we go. Here comes the oil. All right. I'm going to take my time getting the oil into the hair before I twist it. Just like that. Okay. And again. Okay, and we just go ahead and twist that. Another reason why this step is really important, if you have, neglected yourself, if you don't have that much control over consistency with your routine of ADLs, this is an important step. You don't have to do this every time you do your hair. But if you have, like I said, a disabling mental illness, or you're trying to heal from some type of trauma, your energies are low, routine and systems do not have consistency. So one day you might have more energy than tomorrow, so here we go. This is done. Okay, we've got 2 sections done. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my hair, and I'll be right back. And boom, now we're going to put our plastic cap on and set it for, maybe 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, depending on how much neglect you've given yourself. Okay, give yourself this time. You're worth it. In the meantime, maybe take a short nap, depending on your energy level. Maybe it's not a good idea to start moving around and doing something else. Just focus on the task at hand. And right now, we're doing our hair. Don't use up your energy for other things just yet. Let's get through this first, okay? All right, I'll see you in 20 minutes. Having a clean scalp is one of the most important parts to a healthy hair journey and healthy hair growth. I can't stress it enough. Just as equally as important is rinsing, because the buildup of shampoo, oil, and dirt is no joke, guys. You want to cleanse and rinse your hair thoroughly. Okay. Now, as you can see, just take that little piece that was down there. This is so hydrated. There's no product in. I haven't put in our sulfur 8. That's next, right? I haven't put this in yet. I just wanted you to see how hydrated. I wish you can feel how soft it is. And it smells so good. This is drying kind of fast. But what I'm going to do is get a spray bottle, because right now I just want you to see my hands are a little shaky. Like, I'm a little shaky. And I'm tired. I am so tired. I'm exhausted. I started this whole process about 10 o'clock in the morning. I started this whole process about 10 o'clock in the morning. And right now it is 1:54. My goodness gracious. I need to eat. So I'm not going to be able to finish right now. I don't know how much energy I'm going to have after making myself something to eat. I could just eat like a bowl of cereal, but they discourage you from eating, you want to eat clean and you want to eat healthy. That's better. So if I can have enough energy to eat properly, I'll have enough energy to finish my hair. And I might not have enough energy to finish my hair after I finish cooking and eating and cleaning that up. As if I don't clean it up, then I'm going to have more to do, to take care of. So this is the challenge. This is how it is. This is what it's like when you have a disability. Whether it's because you're healing from a traumatic event, the trauma that's happening on the inside of you, or whether you have a mental illness, or perhaps you have a syndrome, like POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia. What if you have a neurological disorder? These things are disabling. And you don't always have people around to help you, because a lot of times what happens is you have exhausted those resources. And you're also tired of asking for help. And, it's the whole process is exhausting. So you wind up, the whole process is exhausting. So you wind up neglecting yourself. And it's not a little bit of neglect, it's serious neglect, to where when you do have enough energy, you're having to heal yourself. So you're starting from ground zero almost every time. So that's why I wanted to come up with a system that worked better. It's not perfect, but it's something that you can work with so that you can thrive more and be able to participate in your activities of daily living and be more successful with the goals that you set for yourself throughout your week. Because let's face it, hair and your appearance is a big deal within our culture. So, and for healing as well. You feel better about yourself outside and in when you are able to be clean and more well put together. Right now, I don't have the energy to finish at this moment, so I need to give myself some energy. So I'm going to eat. I will be right back. So we're going to go ahead and take this section. I'm going to put a little bit of this sulfur-8 on the tips, on the ends of my hair first. Okay. And let's kind of work it up a little bit. And then the same amount. Rub it all on my fingertips. Onto my scalp, just a little bit. You do not want to heavily grease or oil your scalp, or condition, whichever word you choose. You don't want to put that much product on your scalp but you also don't want to leave it dry. It's a balance. And nobody's hair is the same. You have to figure out which works best for you, for your unique design. So here we go. There it is. So easy. You see that? See how wonderful that went in there? So easy. Oh my gosh. I don't need to put any oil in here at all. It doesn't need it. So I'm going to section it off in 2 sections. Because again, I have low porosity. So I want to make sure that my hair is absorbing this wonderful goodness. Guys, I have been using this since 1994 when I got my first apartment before I was kidnapped. But this is how I was taking care of my hair, and I finally get to go back to it. You know, teach them the right way. And even if they stray, they always return back. I'm a living testament of that. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Granny, for teaching me about Sulfur 8. So this really does heal. And if you have issues with neglect, my goodness. Okay, I've never used the blue bottle, but I've always used this one. And it's not something that I use all the time. It's a treatment. I use this as a treatment. Again, when you have a disabling disorder, syndrome, or illness, activities of daily living is not always something that you're going to be able to catch up with. It is a challenge, creating serious self-neglect. So treatments are your best friend. And this is one of the most inexpensive, most effective, long-lasting treatments that just makes me feel good about myself. With my blow dryer. Now, I thought when I first started out, okay, when I first started out, I thought a blow dryer was a blow dryer, honey. No. And I would see other women like on YouTube, you know, show their blow dryers and how wonderful it worked for them. I'd buy it and it wouldn't work. Not for me. So you might have to buy a few blow dryers to figure out which one works best for you. This was the third one that I bought. And I don't know if you can... This is a really good quality blow dryer, but that's what you want. You want a good quality blow dryer, and you want to keep some distance. My rule of thumb is to put the blow dryer... I'm just going to get on my knees here. My rule of thumb is to put the blow dryer right here, right on my hip. That is a great distance. So let me show you how that works. See? And you want to be able to keep your hair together. That's how you learn how to tame your hair. I don't want to use the word tame. You're going to teach your hair what it is that you're trying to get it to do. And you have to have patience, and you need a good distance. You don't want to have it on a hot setting. You want to keep it on warm. Okay, I've got it on warm. This, right up under the bra, is the closest distance that I use. So you just want to wave it back and forth. And that's it. Just that simple. Sit back down. Just that simple. Okay, look how shiny. I can run my fingers through it. It feels so soft. Smells great. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is give myself a hairstyle that is gonna last for more than a week. And this is for a week, but the purpose of a hairstyle when you have a disability is to have a hairstyle that just in case you can't, you're still going to be able to give it a look that is still acceptable and presentable. Okay, so I can go ahead and you don't, like I said, you don't need to make this perfect, especially if you have thinner hair. So what I'm going to do here is give that a little from, and then I'm just going to twist it. I'm not going to make extremely small twists. Just this bottom one is probably going to be the smallest twist that I have. And we're going to go all the way down. All the way. Okay. It's not that tight to my hair. Okay, do you see that? That's what you want. You do not want to make your hair tight. You don't want the twist to be tight. You don't want to twite your twist. You don't want to twiten your twist. So really, darling, you don't want to twiten your twist. What you want to do is make sure that is loose enough, because during time it's going to dry out, and the more that it dries out, the tighter that twist is going to get. So starting out with it loose is going to work in your favor. So let's continue. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the next row. The more you do this, the more accurate and spot on your sizes will be. When you're first starting out, do yourself a favor. Okay? Tell yourself something different. You're enough. You got this. Do not put that pressure on yourself. That takes time to get to. Nobody goes out and says, I'm going to build this house, and then that same day it's done. It's one brick at a time. So we're just going to keep going. You want to make sure that you're giving yourself plenty of patience. Oh, when I first started out, here's a picture. I'd cut off all the sick hair that I had and the damage that I was holding on to. Just because it was length, you know. My hair was not where I wanted it. And it was frustrating at times, you know, because I envisioned myself one way, but I was having a hard time getting there. I'd come up with these great routines and systems, and they would all work, but I was never able to stay consistent with it. But even within your inconsistency, the little bit of consistency that you give it, the effort that you're putting in, will pay off. So this was towards the end of 2019. So we've got one section done, guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my hair after I take another break. I have to take another break. I'm feeling a little dizzy and faint. So I'm going to get a little salt into my body and drink some more of this water to stay hydrated, and I shall return. So as you can see, just do one section at a time. You got this. It's done. So here is the finished product. This is so easy to maintain, you guys. It's one of my favorite styles. Boom. All right, and this is another one of my favorite hairstyles. You are still worth it. Because you have to do it different has given you insight that other people don't and will not have. Not unless you decide to share it. What you have gone through, the trauma, is not just destroying you. And able to build, you must first destroy. It is transforming you. Tell yourself something different. You're worth it. You are enough. You can grow your hair. You can do it from this bald girl right here. Okay? To 2 years ago. 2 years ago in a couple of months. That's it. Okay? You can do it. Do you see this? You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Check out my story. I've been through some serious trauma and I'm looking for my tribe. If that's you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out on what is to come. Remember to help yourself so that you can help others help themselves. And once they have the ability to help themselves, they can, and they heal, they can help somebody else. And then it keeps going and going and going, and we all raise to a higher degree of existence. Don't ever give up and don't give in. Not to that negativity. Communicate love to yourself. You got this. Okay? God didn't create you to fail. He placed in you everything you need to succeed, even with hair growth. You got this. Just follow these steps and make sure that you remember my advice. Don't ever give up on yourself. Okay? Don't give up on you. Communicate love to yourself. Okay? Don't give in to that negativity. Don't give in. Okay? Not to that negativity. You got this. You were created with everything inside you. You were created. You have everything you need in you to succeed and fulfill your higher purpose that your soul has in this body and this time on this earth. You got this. God didn't create you to fail.
And remember, it is not just your spirituality that can define your journey. It is your journey that can define your spirituality. Bless you all. Thank you for watching. And if you feel blessed by this content, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on what is to come.